I've done this sourdough starter thing 3 times now, and as they say, the third time's a charm, because that's what it was for me. The first 2 times that I did it, I tried to make a starter and it never like grew, it never bubbled. It always seemed like it was going on the gray side. I think one time it got a little bit of mold, so we just threw that away. Always had liquid on the top, which I have learned now that I've joined some groups and gotten some info and talked to some like local people that the liquid's okay, but it's still, I never produced into anything, and I just felt like I was wasting water and flour the first 2 times. But this time, last night when I came home, we had a long day. Before I went to bed, I looked at my starter and it had grew over double in size, and it was very airy and bubbly, and I said, thank you, Lord, because I've done it this time and I'm very excited. So this morning when I woke up, so last night when I had seen that, I said, well, I know when it's like grown, it's been doubled, they say to like try to make a loaf of bread. So that's what I did. And so it said to activate the starter. And so I activated active starter, I'm pretty sure. So long story short, I ended up with a lot more starter. So this morning I started 2 things. I started my loaf of bread with the starter that was in the jar, and then the starter that I had in the bowl that I thought I was going to use for the bread, I made chocolate chip muffins because Ricky's been asking for chocolate chip muffins for quite a few mornings now, and I had found a couple recipes on Pinterest that were sourdough chocolate chip muffins. And now that I have an active starter and I just love the health benefits of what a sourdough starter does, as much as I can, I'm going to add it to our baked goods and anything that I can add it to. So I made muffins this morning. They came out wonderful. They actually were not dry. They were very airy, and they weren't like too tangy or anything. I think that's okay, but like if you don't like that taste, this recipe was really good. More than happy to share it. And then the bread process was quite a long process. This is not an easy one. It's not hard as in the skills of it, but it takes a long time. There's like 3 different rises. I was really focused on how I was like pulling it and whatnot, because I know it's a little different than kneading like conventional yeast bread, but anywho, it was very good. After I got the muffins going, I refed my starter this morning, and tonight it's already grown over double in size, which is great. And so now when I'm going back into the work week, I mean, I'm not going to have time to bake probably every day, every other day. So I think tomorrow I will use some of it for one more thing. I'm thinking pizza crust because I came by a couple recipes for that. And then I'm going to put it in the fridge and hope for the best that when I take it out and feed it, it'll come back to life and I can use it whenever I want and please. But I'm just so excited. I've been wanting to do this for so long, and it's finally came out. Look at those muffins. I was just so happy that those came out. And so when I was in the midst of doing the dough for the bread, it was like it was growing, but it was going flat and like spreading out versus rising up. But I think for a first loaf, what came out in the end is pretty good. I mean, there's probably little things that I can tweak here and there to kind of make it a little more airy, but it tasted wonderful. We had a couple slices today. Ricky really enjoyed it. And I do like make a lot of things that are carb-based, bread-based. So anything that I can switch over, as long as the starter stays alive, stays active, stays well in our home, I will be using it. I told Earl a couple days ago, and I knew like this journey of the sourdough starter was going a lot better than my previous two, that I want this thing to be alive as long as we are alive. And I pray to the Lord that I'm alive till 100 years old. Maybe I'm one of the very few that actually want to be living till 100, but I'd love to reach that high 90s. And it would be so cool if I could keep this starter, give some to Ricky, give some to anybody in my life who wants some, and have this thing continue to grow and be in our family and within people of our close relationships and whatnot. So I was just so happy when I got to the point of putting the bread into the pot, into the oven, and when it came out, I just thought, wow, first loaf, this is good. Can't wait to do more. So a little bit on my sourdough journey, 3rd time's a charm. I hope everyone had a wonderful Monday.